Hey everybody, trying something a little different. Wanted to do this video for a while, but just like I normally do them, not in the car. We are in the Roachmaster, heading southbound on Interstate 5. We are collecting license plates. There's a weird one coming up. What's this guy?
I can't see it.
What do we got? Kentucky?
It is Kentucky.
Kentucky. We don't have a Kentucky yet.
Nope. We do now. So now that makes 21 we gotta find.
21 more plates to get to 50, and we got a Canada too. Anyway, you have no idea what we're going to talk about, do you?
Nothing at all.
Like I said, I've wanted to do this for a bit. I want to talk about what that plate is. What is that one?
This one is
Colorado.
got it.
Addiction. We've both been affected by it quite a bit, especially growing up. As I've said here before, my dad lost his battle. Her sister lost her battle. I lost an uncle.
I almost lost another sister to it.
Friends, co-workers, quite a few people. Since 2020, I wonder what happened in 2020. The overdose rate in America is 100,000 people plus per year. And it just keeps getting worse and worse because the shit's getting
Stronger and stronger.
easier and easier to make and cheaper and cheaper. Where it wasn't like that when we were kids. Recently, about 2 weeks ago, a former co-worker of mine who was also kind of through marriage and through my kids, is kind of like a cousin. He lost his battle, and I didn't know the guy very well, but apparently he was one of the sweetest people you'd ever want to meet in your life.
That's our goal.
Yeah, Stu's back there. He's not to be trusted, so he's kind of leashed up to the back. Kind of want to do this in one take so we don't have to do it again.
So you get what you get.
Yeah. If you yourself suffers, it doesn't matter what it is. Is it drugs? Is it alcohol? Is it porn and sex? Is it gambling? Whatever it is.
Sugar.
Yeah, I was going to say sugar is a fucking powerful drug and you don't even know it. Us personally, we smoked way too much weed all the fucking time. If we were awake, we were stoned.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep.
And we just don't do that like that anymore. Me personally, whether it's weed or alcohol or sugar, I just got it in my mind. This shit is not my friend, and it is not doing me any favors.
Right.
And it made it that much easier to cut it out. I know most people don't have that kind of willpower. But so if you or somebody you know, and we all know somebody, get some help. Whether it's a rehab program or a 12-step program, it's not necessarily our thing by any stretch, but the church, a lot of people credit turning to God for helping them clean themselves up. And if that's what it takes, do it.
Do whatever you need to do to kick that.
member of somebody who suffers, stop being an enabler. It's probably one of the toughest things you'll ever have to do in your life, but don't cut those people out, but don't give them money. You know, if you know that they're struggling, buy them food. Don't give them money because you know it ain't going to food. You know, make sure that they have the things that they need that doesn't involve giving them cash, because it's just going to go towards not food, not shelter. What do you got to say?
Yeah, addiction is a terrible thing that has no bias. It doesn't care.
Right,
what
it's equal
your
opportunity.
skin is. It doesn't care what the number in your bank account is. It will destroy every aspect of your life. And please, for 1 second, don't think that it only affects you, because it absolutely doesn't. The people in your life, whether they're active or not, will be affected by the loss of you forever. Forever. I still struggle almost 6 years later with the loss of my sister, because it was so preventable.
And it's incredibly difficult to get yourself out of the what else could I have done to save that person. And in all actuality, there's nothing you could do.
Yep.
That person has to be willing to want it more than anything on the earth to kick that shit.
Yes.
You know, something along the lines of like gambling might be a little bit easier, or like porn or something like that. That doesn't change your brain chemistry quite like drugs and alcohol. And it is entirely possible to get yourself better.
We know a prime example of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to name names.
Firsthand,
but
it's somebody that we love and care about deeply. And I don't think she would care if we name names, but we won't do that. But she knows who we mean.
Yeah, we wrote her off. We thought, well, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yep.
And it took prison time, but not only did she kick addiction, she has a degree in like chemical dependency as to be a counselor, to the point in which she's this person that we were speaking of earlier that I used to work with. His mom, I work with his mom every single day. She's going to have peer counselors at his memorial service. And I told her, I think that is an excellent idea.
Yep.
Because keep your shit up, and that's where you're going to be. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
You know, people like her mom, she escaped. But she didn't escape unscathed. And I know from like my dad's experience that a lot of the times he didn't want to go out and do that shit, but his depression would kick in. He'd go out on a 2-week bender or whatever, and then the shame cycle would kick in. Oh, I'm just a piece of shit. I'm always just going to be a piece of shit, so I might as well continue what I'm doing. And that's what he did. And her sister was in kind of the same boat.
My sister would get clean and then fall right back into the same crowd and no willpower, just start using again.
Yeah, I know a handful of people that watch these videos have kicked its ass. A friend of mine's birthday was the other day. Happy birthday. You know who I'm talking to. At this point, I am going to guess somewhere in the 650 days clean and sober. That's fucking amazing. Another friend, 5 years sober, something like that. And then yet another friend somewhere in the same neck of the woods, 5 years is sober, which is fucking amazing. So you can do it. If you have a friend or a family member that's going through it, they can do it too.
Be a constant reminder to them that their life matters, and them getting clean means a better chance at a life.
Yeah. You know, we also know people that are maybe not necessarily enablers, but excuse makers. Oh, it's not their fault. This happened or that happened. And you know what? In some instances, no, it is not that individual's fault. Look, I'm going to take it back 100 years, but guys like Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes was one of the most brilliant minds that had ever been born. But he got addicted to morphine and other opiates because of an accident. And that happens a lot.
Yep.
And the doctors will tell you it's habit forming, but they don't necessarily tell you, especially when people like, is it the Sackler family, OxyContin? It's not as habit forming, but yeah, it is. You know, you do this shit once or twice and your body's hooked. So something that you started taking as a pain management, now it owns you.
That's what my sister started her downward spiral on, was snorting Oxycontins with her ex-husband's mother, who to this day, I can't stand the woman at all. Yes, my sister was an adult and able to make her own decisions, but I really feel like that was the beginning of my sister's true demise. That's when her fate was unfortunately sealed. And it was something that was supposed to be part of the pain management system.
Oh, and not only that, a lot of people will turn to drugs or alcohol, both of us included. Me was alcohol, like partying a little too much in my 20s. There was a time, like I'm going to say a summer, maybe 2 summers, where we drank more than we should have. But it didn't hook us to the point where we couldn't stop. We had enough of us left to be like, we got to cut this shit out. And we did. And we were very fortunate enough, both of us, fortunate and unfortunate, to have lived through it through our parents, to recognize, hey, we got to cut this shit out. You know, but on the other side of that coin, we were both unfortunate enough to have our parents be who they were, and the traumas that we've both endured that led us down a negative path.
I could have very easily became an addict and been in the same box that my sister is now.
You know, and people people that have been put in our positions are much more likely to abuse drugs or alcohol. Got anything else?
I mean, I could keep talking for days.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I can't stress the importance of choosing to be clean. If you don't want to do it for you, think about your kids. Think about the airplane flying above us right now.
Yeah, low-flying airplane right in front of us. Yeah, think about your kids. If you don't have kids, you got
Think
friends.
about the friends that you surround yourself with. The people in your life who will tragically miss you for the rest of theirs. Because it is a lot. You might not think so, but it's a lot.
You know, and unfortunately that shame spiral doesn't stop when you get yourself clean.
It's 2 lanes in a row.
Maine
Yeah.
said her mom went down the addiction road for many, many years, just like my dad did. And when they lost her sister, her mom's shame spiral kicked into the point where all this is my fault, and that shame is affecting her granddaughter to the point where she can't do anything to discipline her, and unfortunately she's going to go down the same path as the two of them.
Yep.
And it's not an if, it's not an if, it's a when. Because she enables the granddaughter to do whatever she wants to do because she feels guilty if she says, no, you can't do that.
Yep. When all she really is doing is trying to save her life.
And she'd much rather be her friend than a parent or a mentor. And you can't do that. You know, we have kids, and we've always expressed to them, hey, when we can be your friend, it's awesome. But we are not your friends. We are your parents. And that always comes first.
Yep. Yep.
So again, if you are a parent of somebody that just can't seem to get their act together like that, you have to be a parent. You can't be a friend.
And start talking to your children
Young.
now. Don't wait until it's too late, because drugs are so easy to get nowadays. I cannot tell you how many times we have heard about drugs at the high school, or drugs at the junior high school for that matter.
Yeah, people getting busted in the bathrooms doing whatever.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about just weed. I'm talking about
Drugs.
drugs. And that is a terrifying thought when we have children in the news who are 4 or 5 years old overdosing because they grabbed their parents' fentanyl. It's horrible. Talk to your children now. Don't wait. Don't wait.
No, not at all. So when we owned our coffee stand, she was in that building Monday through Friday plus for like 3.5 years. And it was located in what I'm going to call the wrong side of the tracks. It was a pretty shitty fucking corner.
Yeah.
It was a pretty shitty neighborhood. On average, how many times a week did you see somebody get Narcaned in the parking lot?
overdoses in that parking lot. Way too many.
Yeah.
I remember one lady specifically, it was winter time, and
Oh yeah.
I pulled in, and she pulled in shortly after I did, and
I think I know who she's talking about, and I think I saw her laying there.
yeah, and she was acting really weird. She was in a t-shirt and leggings breaking ice off of her wheel wells. I offered her a cup of coffee, and I went about my morning, and next thing I know, she's on the ground outside of her car overdosing.
Mind you, it's winter time.
Yeah, there's ice and snow on the ground.
And she's wearing next to nothing,
Yep.
just sprawled out on the ground next to her car.
Yep. The entire shift, I'm panicking because obviously the medics can't give me any information. They're not going to tell me anything, but they take her away in an ambulance. And as I'm getting ready to finish my day, one of the sheriffs dropped her off at her car, and I couldn't even stop myself. I just ran out and asked her if I could hug her because I said I thought you were dead. She gave some bullshit story about somebody must have slipped or something when she was in Portland. I've learned, being the sister of an addict, that their stories are just stories. That's not the case. She did something she probably shouldn't have. But yeah,
And it sucks to be cynical like that, but you kind of have to be.
Tennessee.
We already got one though.
Oh, damn it.
You kind of have to be cynical like that when it comes to listening to people's stories like that.
But
Because there are people and parents of addicts, siblings of addicts, friends, whatever, that are naive enough to believe those stories.
Over and over and over again, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, how many times can you be slip something in your drink before you're like, oh, you're just full of shit?
Yeah.
You know, let's say 3 or 4 years ago, 2 years ago, I had zero compassion. If somebody OD'd, oh well. I mean, you fucked around and you found out. I still have that kind of mentality, but I have much more compassion for the friends and the family members of those affected. I do not want to see anybody hurt, harmed, or worst case scenario die because of it. But if they do, you do. I will feel bad for your family and your friends, but chances are I'm not going to feel bad for you. You know, and people always bring up the argument of, well, wait till it happens to you. You're barking up the wrong tree for that.
It has happened. I have a different outlook on it. My heart breaks regardless of the situation. I'm not a you shouldn't have done it kind of person.
And neither am I. Not at all.
But my outlook in this situation has changed to where I don't view addicts as scum. You know what I mean? Where I used to, like, it would gross me out to think about it. But I think maybe it's the family and the friends that are affected by it, but it more so just breaks my heart more than anything. The kids growing up without a mom and dad. The nieces and nephews that don't get to have a relationship with somebody that would be one hell of an auntie. That one hurts.
You know, myself and my younger brothers, growing up, I'm going to say collectively, between the three of us, mind you, this is all before we were 18, have probably been to 1,000 meetings, going with our dad. Campouts, just your regular run-of-the-mill meetings, dinosaur meetings. Like I said, collectively, we've probably been to 1,000 meetings, all before the age of 18, just going with our dad. We saw the perfect examples of what not to do. And I think that's the only thing that kept us clean growing up, was having that in our mind of, we don't want to go down that road. And we didn't go to meetings, but we had those incredibly difficult, uncomfortable conversations with our kids for a long time. We showed them countless, we had found websites of like the decline of a person through mugshots. You know, well, this person just got arrested for drug possession, and wow, she was incredibly beautiful. Fast forward a year, oh man. Fast forward another year, oh my God. You know, and then so on and so forth. So they could see, this is real time. This is what this shit's gonna do to you. And it's not, again, it's not an if, it's the when.
Yes. Yep.
So please, if you personally struggle, if you know somebody or related somebody that they struggle, please get help. Because at some point it will be too late.
Yep.
And God knows what you're capable of. Like I said, the person that we referred to earlier, we completely wrote them off for a decade.
Yeah.
But they are kicking all of the ass in the world. And that would not have happened had they not got their shit cleaned up.
Yep. Because she wanted it. Because she wanted it more than anything else. And not just for her, but for her kids.
Yep.
But for the people who loved her. And for herself.
Yeah, for 10 solid years, I would never in a million years have that person not only in my house, because last time she stole from us. And now she's welcome over anytime she wants. I don't care.
Yeah.
Family Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
that never would have happened.
Holidays.
But now, absolutely, come over. I don't care.
I love her like blood.
Yep. She has her own kids now, who I fucking love those kids. So
It's possible.
it absolutely is possible to not only get yourself cleaned up, but to thrive afterwards.
Yep. Yep.
There's countless success stories.
Morgan.
But on the other hand, there's countless not success stories. And we want every single one of you guys to be one of those success stories, because we know that it's possible. You just gotta want it bad enough. Nebraska. So on that note, I guess, obviously I don't have a song,
I can sing.
I had one picked out, and maybe I'll do it again later. Get yourself some help. Get your friends, your family some help. Encourage those around you to get help. Said 12-step programs, rehab programs, the church, whatever you got to do it.
Yeah, you don't want to be that phone call in the middle of the night. You don't want your baby sisters to wake up to text messages.
No. When my dad would go out and do his shit, luckily growing up, he wouldn't do it around us. He might come home every once in a while fucked up, but he would never do stuff around us. He always he had a favorite motel in Victorville, Apple Valley. And that's where they found him, was in his favorite motel. You don't want to end up like that. Like she said, you don't want to get that phone call knowing that that person had incredible potential. And even towards the end of his life, my dad still had incredible potential. But for whatever reason, he couldn't see it.
Yeah. My sister posted a video on one of her many Facebook pages, and it turned out to be 3 weeks before she passed away. And in that video, she talks to her older 2 kids and apologizes and says that she's gonna get clean so that she can be a mom again. Don't wait for that someday to happen. Get clean now.
Yeah, I assure you, that shit is not your friend. And it is not doing you any favors whatsoever.
Nope.
So, as always, if you're watching this, it's because we love you. And until next time, my friends.